All right, week 4 college football breakdown here. Big Ten battle in Ann Arbor. We got Maryland traveling to take on the Wolverines. Seeing Michigan, as you might expect, pretty heavy favorites in this one. Seeing 16.5s right now and a pretty high total as well at 65. This game is very simple to me. I don't have any really strong feel of this game. So this is probably going to be a quick video, as you might tell by the length, but Michigan has played 3 nobodies. And, it's not just they're playing group of 5 opponents. They have played nobodies. Nobodies. Colorado State is horrific. Hawaii, they got blown out at home by Vanderbilt. Terrible football team. UConn goes without saying. Michigan would have been better off playing their scout team over the last month than playing these games. If you are going to judge how they've looked against this level of competition, all the power to you. Of course, a team that recruits to the level of Michigan is going to utterly dominate. Clearly, and it's not just their inferior opponents. It's that these are 3 bottom of the barrel college football teams, like bottom 10, bottom 15 teams in the country. So if you want to say JJ McCarthy is the second coming based off how he looked against Connecticut, then go ahead. But I'm not there yet. With that being said, Maryland's defense is pretty attackable. And listen, I think JJ McCarthy's got a high upside. He's had a lot of success this year. I've said what I had to say about that whole quarterback battle, and I think I'll be right. I think when Michigan goes to play Iowa next week, they'll wish they had the experience and composure of Cade McNamara. We'll get to that game next week. As far as this game, though, you're at home. You're playing a pretty attackable defense. You've already got a really explosive running back in Blake Corum. You've got weapons on the outside. Should have the advantage up front. Michigan should look good in this matchup. I'm not denying that. I kind of have a longer term view of Michigan, and I'm going to find spots to bet against them. Maybe even next week when they go play at Iowa. Don't sleep on this Maryland offense. Taulia Tagovailoa looked really good last week when Maryland beat SMU. And yes, they beat SMU by 7. Michigan probably would have beat them by 30. Still a good win for the Terps nonetheless. I'm higher on Maryland than most. I think they're pretty efficient offensively. Mike Loxley's done a good job of recruiting talent on the outside. Guys like Raheem Jarrett, like Demas. They've got playmakers on the outside that can match up in this sort of matchup, and pretty efficient run game as well. So I do like Maryland. At the end of the day, though, this is a total stay away spot for me. We'll find out more about Michigan now that they're playing a team with a pulse here. I wouldn't be all that surprised if Maryland keeps this close. One thing that's interesting, and I'm interested to hear what y'all have to think about this. Would you classify this as a look ahead spot? Because it's your first conference game. It's your first time you're playing a real opponent. So on one hand, you wouldn't think it would be, but you've got a bigger game coming up next week against Iowa, who has the second best defense in college football. That's probably going to grab your attention a little bit more. I'm not saying that factors into my handicap, but just kind of a talking point. Needless to say, Maryland's defense is clearly the worst unit on the field, so I wouldn't be all that surprised if Michigan is able to kind of have their way offensively, but don't be surprised if you see a pretty good pushback from this Maryland offense, especially early in the game. No play for me. It wasn't even really a game I considered, but obviously we got big noon kickoff here. Got to talk about this game. Ultimately, I think there are much better spots on the board. Appreciate y'all watching the video. If you like what you heard today, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, and don't miss any of the upcoming content. Comment your best look on this game down below. Side, total. If you're not a betting guy, just a prediction. Comment your best look on this game down below. You see this shirt right here. I know you've been staring at it the whole time. Go to proud90.com. Unique but very comfortable polos as well. Also got t-shirts, hoodies, quarter zips. Proud90's got all your golf apparel needs. If you see anything you like at checkout, use code Fordham. It's going to get you 15% off your entire order. Support me. Support Proud90. Proud90.com.